Hey, Vaughn here. Today we got some TierZoo. This one is how ants and bees broke the game. Bro, I remember I seen on TikTok like this dude had like an ant, like it was like an ant farm, like it was a whole family of ants, bro, and like he was like put like spiders in them for them to like eat or whatever, or just I don't know what I was watching, bro. All I know is those ants were tearing up all kinds of spiders, bro. I was like, yo. Ants are different. So with that being said, I have nothing to say to this intro. So if you're new, like, comment, subscribe. If you're not new, just keep coming back. Subscriber, what are you doing? Now let's see how they broke the game, bro. Oh, my ears. Oh, bro, why did it scare me a little bit?
Insects are one of the most overpowered factions in the game.
Okay.
With their incredible selection of powerful abilities,
Flight.
it's no surprise
we gotta
they've
look
been
at
the
that. We gotta
dominant
look at that. We gotta analyze that.
With their incredible selection.
All right, we got compound eyes, whatever that means. Flight, okay, and exoskeletal armor, okay.
Of powerful abilities, it's no surprise they've been the dominant force in the meta in basically every biome in the
what
game.
The hell going on?
However, there is one subset of insects that really pushes the limits of what I think constitutes fair play.
Oh, bro, I've seen a bunch of bees.
I'm talking about
obliterate a hornet.
The group consisting of bees,
but I feel like a bunch of
wasps.
hornets were otters.
There are two factors that make this faction so powerful.
Maybe.
The first is their incredible list of abilities, and the second is that the most famous strategy is basically an exploit of the game engine. This episode was sponsored by CuriosityStream and Nebula. First, their abilities. Long story short, Hymenopterans have a dozen or so powerful abilities, some of which are plenty broken enough on their own.
Hold up, is this? Wait a minute, bro. Is that
which are plenty broken?
It's winning again.
Broken enough on their own, but when combined synergistically, they become ridiculously overpowered. We're gonna need to sort of rapid fire through this list. Just
I don't even know how that fight started between a hornet and a mouse.
The most important ability of theirs is flight.
All right,
One of the reasons that insects in general are a top tier class is that they have access to the flight ability.
Okay.
They were the first major class to gain access to this perk, unlocking its several expansions before reptiles, birds, and mammals. It's tough to overstate the utility that this ability provides, but I do have a whole video on it if you want to know more. One thing to note is that, while most flying builds had to modulate an entire pair of limbs in order to use this ability, insects did not. This gives insects, and especially...
Oh, you know, you feel 10 pounds lighter when you do that.
Hymenopterans, access to ability combinations not seen anywhere else. Gives insects, and especially Hymenopterans, access to ability combinations not seen anywhere else in the game.
Oh, what the hell you just pick
Next
up?
is aposematic coloration. Many Hymenopterans are brightly colored, which lowers their stealth stat and greatly buffs their passive intimidation. It's such a frightening defense that other builds have started to copy it. Next is exoskeletal armor. Despite all being in a very low weight class, Hymenopterans sport durable armor that allows them to greatly reduce damage from attacks. While not as sturdy as, say, the armor of a beetle, it's still surprisingly strong. In addition to granting them extra defense from attacks, this armor makes flight a lot less risky, as getting hit midair is nowhere near as big a death sentence as it is for other flyers. The ability to fly usually is only even remotely viable.
So, like,
the user makes a lot
if
of
I was to swing on one midair, it's not gonna do nothing.
But
You're
this
telling
doesn't
me?
seem to apply to insects. Next is their
Nah,
venomous
I'm
sting.
different.
Despite being in a low weight class, pretty much every player needs to respect Hymenopterans as a threat. Their stings are powerful enough to completely paralyze other insect players, and deal serious damage to larger players. In a group, there's basically no weight class large enough to ignore their attacks. Even elephants fear beehives.
Oh, shit.
But speaking of beehives, I think it's time to cut to the chase. Their most important ability is eusociality. This ability is completely busted and needs to be nerfed. At first glance, it might just look like normal team strategy, similar to cooperative hunting or herd behavior, but in truth it goes so far beyond that. Eusocial insects are organized on a level that not even humans can contest. Despite not having a particularly high intelligence stat, a hive can build extremely complicated structures without the use of tools. They can launch organized attacks containing thousands of combatants. They can capture prisoners, cross major barriers, and control territory to an absolutely incredible degree. Thousands of players will lay down their lives in defense of a colony.
Oh, this is the video I seen of
you may
them
be
bees
asking yourself,
tearing up that
why
hornet.
does this work? Why is it that in a meta dictated almost entirely by
Dang, I gotta
survival
call
of the
lacking
fittest,
for real.
would so many players act altruistically,
Yo.
donating all of their foraging efforts, spending time guarding respawn points, and even sacrificing themselves in combat? The answer is complicated and gets into the very core of the game's mechanics.
No, that's
Try
crazy.
to stick with
No,
me.
that's
It's not an
crazy.
easy explanation, but I'll do my best. First, I'll start with the question. What does it mean to win the game? Most players would answer, complete the game's main quest, reproduction. But why is that the primary objective? And what if there was a way to change the main objective of another player? So the main objective is determined by the way the characters in the game are coded. Data miners have discovered that most new players spawn in with half the code of each player that cooperated in the corresponding reproduction quest. Because a player's primary objective is determined by whatever method they have available to pass on the largest percentage of their own code, in most cases, this means a player's main goal will be mating and offspring rearing, because this results in 50% of their own code being passed on. Hymenopterans found a way to break this aspect of the game, and they did so using an ability called Arenatoki. Arenatoki is a really complicated ability. Pause the video here if you'd like to try and understand why this is busted before I tell you. The relevant bit is that the daughters of a queen are semi-clones of each other. They still share 50% of their code with their mother and 50% with their father, but they share 75% with each other. This completely breaks the game, because of the fact that if one of these daughters wanted to produce its own offspring, it would only share 50% of its code. Their primary objective actually switches from reproduce to assist the queen in reproduction as much as possible. Because in assisting the queen in hatching more sisters, each sister is actually passing on 25% more of their genetic code than they would if they were to simply reproduce conventionally on their own. In practice, this means workers are more loyal to the queen than they are to themselves, and will act against their own self-interest if it means giving the queen the resources or opportunity to hatch more sisters. This is a blatant exploit of the game's code system, and it undoubtedly
That's
leads to some of
kind
the
of
most
even more
powerful
crazy.
strategies
They're
in the game.
opening.
It essentially
Although it's
changes the game
probably
from
already
being
like
action RPG
basically
to
open,
being
like bro, they
RTS.
just lifted that. What
Let's
the?
talk about some of the more overtly OP types of strategies achievable through eusociality. The most obvious is that these players take coordinated attacks to the next level. They can take down players of radically larger sizes than themselves. Even among the largest players in the game, there is very little that can withstand a full-on assault by an entire colony. Coordination also lends itself to the possibility of hyper-specialization. It's uncommon for members of the same species to have significantly different stats or abilities, since often these come with serious trade-offs. But when the colony can cover for your weaknesses, there's nothing preventing some members from speccing purely into extreme offense or impenetrable defense, since even if these reduce your own foraging abilities, the colony can assist you. On the flip side though, the ability of Hymenopterans to generate food is also massively improved. Through the eusocial ability, strategies like food storage and even agriculture are unlocked. The best example of this is the leafcutter ant, which adopts a unique strategy of harvesting the leaves of plants in order to farm nutritious fungus. But there are other ants which raise insect larvae as livestock. Other Hymenopterans store food in the form of honey, an XP-dense treasure so valuable that it's one of the few reasons another player may attempt an attack on a bee's nest. These strategies all ensure highly stable sources of food, which mitigates the risk of
Bro, I do not
wipe
be
in the
like
event of
eating
famine,
honey like that,
which
bro.
is normally the main downside of sharing food. They're the reason colonies can endure winters where foraging is effectively
I remember the
halted.
last time I had
It's a
some
really
honey.
broken
What the
ability.
heck?
One of the most impressive things these players can accomplish is their structures. Between the organization seen in beehives to the sheer massive size of a leafcutter ant colony, these bases put most other constructed nests to shame, and protect those inside from basically any attack. Eusocial insects are a fascinating faction of the player base. However, there is another equally
Alright, like, I ain't gonna lie. Who would you rather be, though? Would you rather be a hornet, ant, bee, whatever this is, whatever it is? Like, what would you rather be, bro? What would you rather be?
faction.
Hold up, bro. If I had to choose. Bro, I want to say ant, bro. I'd rather be an ant. A bullet ant, to be specific.
A faction whose strategy
bullet
is
ant,
so
to be
disturbingly
specific.
brutal that I'm not comfortable risking having my video age restricted on YouTube by showing it. See, I've made a whole companion video to this one all about parasitoid wasps. Wasps
oh,
which
that's
do
probably what the
crazy
other ones
things like
was.
mind
Wasp
control
stuff.
and mummification of their enemies. But if you want to see it, you'll need to check out this video.
I am not,
sponsored
bro.
Nebula.
It's like spring,
Nebula
bro.
is a place
Bees
where
and stuff
YouTubers
finna
like
come
myself
back, bro. I'm not
upload
ready for
things
it,
like
bro,
bonus
at all.
content, ad-free videos,
I've never
and
been stung a
exclusive
day in my
originals.
life.
It's owned and operated by creators for creators, and is a place where we don't have to fear restrictive policies like demonetization or age
Oh, what is it?
restriction. If you join us over on Nebula today, you'll not only get access to my parasitoid wasp
Oh,
companion
that's
video,
it?
but you'll also get early access to all of my videos. The rest of the Nebula catalog is like Out of the Cradle and
Oh, I think that's it.
insect-related content this year on YouTube as well. So
Okay.
if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe.
I ain't gonna lie, like ants and stuff, they are overpowered, bro. Bees, everything. I'd still rather be an ant though, but I did learn a lot. I mean, I knew like I'm not surprised ants can take down like bigger animals though. I mean, not ants, but bees. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of bees just swarming you. I'll run. As a human, wait. If you're getting stung by a bunch of bees, I don't think you can die. Nah, I don't think you can. Can you? I feel like if 1,000 bees, nah, bro. I feel like a ton of bees can kill you. I don't know. With that being said, that is how ants and bees broke the game. They ride in packs. They roll deep. You not fighting one-on-one. No. You fighting the whole gang. So if you want to pick a fight with them, make sure you got some backup, because it's not going to be a fair fight. See you on the next one. Peace.